The Lord's Supper. What is it? In baptism, Jesus makes the first move to counter our skeptical attitudes by giving us his promise in something more than words. In the second sacrament, the Lord's Supper, he does it again, placing his promise in simple earthly elements, bread and wine. He calls this his New Testament. The word testament is key to understanding the Lord's Supper. So why is Jesus giving us a testament? At the Last Supper, nearing his death, he announced his last will and testament as a way of giving what he had to his heirs. So here are a few more questions. Who are his heirs, and what will they receive as an inheritance? The first question holds something of a surprising twist, but paying close attention here will help you understand the inheritance. On the night of the Last Supper, Jesus shared a meal with his disciples. As the following hours unfolded, by the end, not one disciple stood up for Jesus. They deserted him and sinned against him. And so we begin the Lord's Supper by saying, on the night he was betrayed. Here's the twist though. The people Jesus names as heirs are those who desert him, betray him, sin against him. Now we have a better understanding of the inheritance. When Jesus was crucified, all his possessions were taken away from him. He had only one thing left to give, his promise of forgiveness. And that's what's happening in the Lord's Supper. When you receive the bread and the wine and hear the words of promise, as Jesus gave us to say them, you receive Jesus' last will and testament. You are a betrayer. He chooses to be an heir of his estate, the promise of forgiveness. Now, having been chosen to be an heir to a great inheritance, Luther understood and wanted you to understand one more thing. We cannot change the words of a last will and testament, not what they say and not what they mean. To do so undermines the inheritance itself. And so Luther entered into one of the greatest disputes in the history of the church. When Christ said, "This is my body, this is my blood," did he really mean it? Luther's answer to that question was clear. Is means is. As Luther put it, for as Christ's lips speak and say, so it is. He cannot lie or deceive. Therefore, as Lutherans, we believe this is my body, this is my blood for the forgiveness of sin means what it says. This is most certainly true.